Hello people and welcome to another video. Once again, well not once again, I've actually made an effort with my appearance for the past couple of times, but I go on holiday in 2 days, so everything's quite hectic at the moment. So, but from the title of the video, you know what's going down. My 23andMe results have just come in and I kind of just wanna get going. So I've done the Ancestry DNA and I'll leave the link in a little card at the top. And I know that Ancestry have, I believe, like essentially more accurate results because they have a bigger like testing thing. So I wasn't really doing this for the Ancestry, I was doing it for the health element of that 23andMe do. That's something Ancestry doesn't, for obvious reasons, because it's just about Ancestry. I'm in my room, if you hadn't guessed. More books, teddies, me in a nutshell. If I'm clever, there should be a screen around here. So yep, as you can see, 100% European, 100% European, just. So this one, compared to my Ancestry, says I'm a lot more British and Irish. My Ancestry, from memory, I was virtually 50-50. I say virtually, it was like 46 and 37, if my memory serves me right. British and Irish, specifically, they did West Midlands, and the Northwest, which is where my mum and dad are from, and then the 37 was Scandinavian. So this one puts me at 71.9% British and Irish, specifically the United Kingdom, and then 9.7% French and German, 3.8% Scandinavian, and then just 14.1% broadly Northwest European, and then 0.6% broadly European. So incredibly boring, just European. Ancestry DNA, I had a bit of Jewish in me and that matched up with what my dad had, so I'm gonna take what Ancestry a bit more over this. So my maternal haploid group is U5B1B1, incredibly common, 1 in 350 people. So, and apparently, so your maternal line stems from a branch of you called U5B1B1 haplogroup U5B1B1. It's a relatively young but widespread branch. The members of U5B1B1 trace their maternal lines back to a woman who lived 7,000 years ago. Given this young age, which is really young actually, given this young age, the geographic spread, U5B1B1 is somewhat outstanding. Migrations that may have begun in the Iberian Peninsula, women carrying U5B1B1 crossed the Mediterranean Sea from either Spain or Italy into northern Africa, where their descendants can now be found in Morocco, which I find really interesting because my 2 uncles are from the Middle East, they're from Iran, so I find that quite cool that potentially have a link there. My mum did Ancestry and also potentially has some Middle Eastern in her. So also very cool that her 2 sisters married Iranian men, so there we go. Others moved north and east instead, moving all the way to eastern Scandinavia by about 6,000 years ago, where it can be found in the Sami or Lapps of northern Finland. And apparently the Sami make a living herding reindeer, which essentially is the dream, if I'm completely honest. This is the bit that gets me. So I'm apparently incredibly got a lot of Neanderthal in me. 322 Neanderthal variants, which is more than 97%. So clearly one of my ancestors be fucking a Neanderthal. So because they did exist at the same time, and they think that if my memory serves me right, they think that essentially Homo sapiens eradicated Neanderthals by just mating with them and vice versa, and Neanderthals would probably like rape Homo sapien women and kind of all stuff like that. So essentially it was just they died out because they mixed their genetics so much. So apparently I've got 97% more. 322. So quickly adding this bit in, it doesn't look any different because I've just checked it. So the Neanderthal variants found were less likely to sneeze after eating dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is my favourite chocolate. And I do not sneeze after eating it. I enjoy it very much. I didn't even realise sneezing was a thing after eating dark chocolate. And then you have one Neanderthal variant associated with height, which I don't know. Does that mean I'm shorter? It doesn't explain anything on that one. I'm going to assume it's got something to do with the fact that I'm tiny. I didn't think I'd have that much Neanderthal in me. I don't find that like scary. I find that quite interesting. And now this is the one I was actually going for, is the health element. Okay, so I have a slight increased risk for late onset Alzheimer's. I have one variant in the APOE gene. I have the E4, I think that's an E. It's a backwards 3, so variant. Then I have a slight risk for age-related macular degeneration, which is eyes, which doesn't surprise me. I have 2 copies of genetic variant. Oh, okay then. Collected 2 copies of the Y402H variant in the CFH gene. I inherited 1 copy of this from each parent. Well, that makes sense because both of my parents wear glasses and I have an astigmatism and my dad has an astigmatism, so that one makes sense. And my mum's eyes are getting worse as she gets older, so oh, there we go. And I've got the A69S variant in the ARMS2 gene. Okay then. And then I also have a slight increased risk of celiac disease, which is interesting. I don't have celiac disease, but it's good to know that I potentially have it. I have 1 variant in the HLA-DQA1 gene. I mean, I've never been tested for celiac, but that's interesting. No detected in Parkinson's, which is great. Okay, the wellness. Alcohol flush reaction. I'm unlikely to flush. I don't know what this means. Cara, based on it, you are unlikely to flush after drinking alcohol. What does that mean? Genetic factors help explain why some people flush red in the face. Oh, after drinking a small amount of alcohol, 1 drink or less. People who experience flushing may also experience unpleasant symptoms like headaches, nausea, and sleepiness. You're unlikely to begin flushing bright red after having 1 drink or less. You may still experience unpleasant symptoms like flushing if you drink too much in a short amount of time. Well, when I did used to drink, I could handle my alcohol very well, and I was the one who would look after everybody, but I don't drink, so there we go. Caffeine, likely to consume more. Based on your genetics, you're likely to drink more caffeine than average if you drink caffeine at all. So I'm likely to drink 290 micrograms, is that, per day? The average is 256. Don't drink coffee or tea. I do drink Diet Coke, which does have caffeine in it. Less likely to be a deep sleeper. Okay. Based on your genetics, you are not likely to be an especially deep sleeper. Several studies have the genetic variant. If you're concerned about your sleep expert, I mean, I sleep relatively well. I do get woken up quite easily, but I'm not a light sleeper either. Genetic weight, predisposed to weigh more than average. I do weigh more than average. It's something I'm trying to... your genes predispose you to weigh about 8% more than average. So 136 pounds is average. So I'm genetically predisposed to weigh 8% more than that. So we determine your result by looking at DNA variants. So with weights based on our research, some variants have a stronger effect on weight than others. That's good to know that I'm not... It's more difficult. I also have contraception, which makes it difficult to lose weight too. Lactose intolerant, likely tolerant. I don't really drink a lot of dairy. I don't consume a lot of... Basically, you're not likely to be lactose intolerant. Nope. I like ice cream. And cheesecake. I don't really consume a lot of dairy though, so comment in. Oh my god. My muscle composition. Your genetic muscle composition is common in elite power athletes. So there we go. Yeah. That's so funny. For most people, lifestyle and training factors drive athletic performance. At the national and international levels, competition genetic. I used to be a swimmer, so there we go. So I have the CC genetic result. This is what's in the genetic marker in the ACTN3 gene. This marker controls whether muscle cells produce a protein called alpha-actin that's found in fast twitch muscle fibers. While some people don't produce this protein at all, almost all of the power athletes who have been studied have a genetic variant that allows them to produce the protein. This suggests that the protein may be beneficial at least at the highest level of power base. I used to be a swimmer, so... but I wasn't a sprinter. Saturated fat and weight, likely similar weight. I don't know what that means. Cara, your weight is likely to be similar on diets high or low in saturated fats with the same number of total calories. Okay, people with your genetic results tend to have a similar BMI on diets with greater or less than 22 grams of saturated fat per day, as long as they consume the same number of total calories. However, diets high in saturated fat have been associated with bad cholesterol, associated with increased LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, which is at risk for heart disease. Limit your saturated fat intake. It may not have a large effect on your weight, but it's important to reducing. Okay then, that's good. Sleep movement, likely average or less. I don't really move that much. I roll from one side to the other, and then that's about it for me. You're likely to move about an average amount. I'd say, okay, 12 times. I don't know. But I fall asleep on one side, and then I wake up on my other side. So I definitely move during my sleep, so there we go. I used to move a lot when I was a kid. That's a thing. So, right. Okay, so my carrier status, I'm carrying none of these, which is cool. Okay. Great. Ability to match music a bit. More likely to be able to... Wow! So I'm meant to carry a tune. Hello, puppy! What? This is not the time! This is not the time to attack me! Come here! Come here! Come here! Ta-da! Look! What are you doing? Come on then. I do like to sing. Whether I can hold a tune's another story. Asparagus likely can smell my pee. Cara, can you smell? After eating smell, some people notice, so I make you likely able to smell the asparagus odor in your pee. Okay, I don't really eat asparagus, so. Bitter taste. Your genetics make you unlikely to detect certain bitter tastes. I do love sprouts, so that's good to know. I don't detect quite a lot. I like, my favourite chocolate's dark chocolate. Dimples likely, no dimples. That's true, I always wanted dimples. Slightly higher odds of disliking cilantro. Well damn. I don't mind cilantro or coriander in things, but I don't like it raw. So, hey, that's in my genetics. I don't mind it, I just don't like it raw. I prefer it like in a curry. Likely no cleft chin. That's like a dimple in your butt chin, isn't it? I don't. Earlobe type likely detached. I do. My ears are tiny, but I do have detached earlobes. Likely wet earwax. Yeah. Likely blue or green eyes. I do have blue eyes with green around me pupil, so I'm both. So 52% have blue eyes. Oh, yay! 21% have greenish blue eyes. I would say mine are on the greenish blue. My friend Liam once said they were, quote, like the ocean. There we go, that's cool. More likely than average to be afraid of heights. That's correct. I'm so scared of heights. I get scared going up a ladder, so there you go. Likely ring finger longer than what? Longer than your index? Yes. There you go. Not much. I have very tiny hands too. I'm quite a tiny human. Likely little freckling. Cara, the combination of your genetics and other factors make you likely to have few, if any, freckles. I used to get loads of freckles, although they've disappeared as I've got older. The hell? Hair photo bleaching? More likely to, what's photo bleaching? Based on your genetics and other factors, your hair is more likely to lighten with... It does! Ah, with sun exposure. It does! I do experience photo bleaching. Wow! I didn't know that was a thing. Ooh. I have slightly wavy hair. Or I'd say wavy hair. So, I don't have straight hair. This is all natural. All natural. Less likely to have thick hair. I have a lot of hair, but it is quite fine. I have quite fine hair. So that is correct. Light or dark hair, likely light. Correct. To have lighter hair, I would say I have quite dark blonde hair. So average odds of hating chewing sounds. So I do suffer from that. It's not necessarily chewing, it's people breathing. I do hate certain chewing sounds. Almost everyone hates noises like nails on a chalkboard, but for people with a condition called misophonia, everyday noises like the sound of chewing can cause a similar reaction, along with rage or panic. Some scientists speculate that misophonia could result from increased connections between the brain systems involved in hearing and the fight or flight response. I do hate the sound of chewing, so that is accurate. Mosquito bite frequency, likely bitten more often than others. That's not true. Actually, I'm not really bitten by mosquitoes that much, although this year I have been. Newborn hair, likely little baby hair. I don't know. I'll have to ask my parents, but I don't think I did have a lot of hair. Or no hair. Judging from pictures, I had little to no hair, and then it was blonde, so you couldn't really see it anyway. Likely no photic sneeze reflex. That is true. Likely no red hair. I do not have red hair. Likely lighter skin. Yes. Likely big toe longer. So Cara, the combination of your genetic and other factors makes more likely to have a longer big toe. They're about the same size, but all of my cousins on my mum's side and my mum's siblings have a longer second toe, and mine is just slightly, it kind of depends on the day. Like, I would say they're about the same size, but I maybe just give it, they're like the same size. I'm looking at my toe now. I would say that my second toe is slightly longer, so that one's not true either. Likely at least a little unibrow. Yeah, I get a lot, like plucking for fucking days here. Let's just put it that way. Well, I'm mostly Neanderthal, so what did we expect, really? Likely to wake up around 8:30. I wake up at 6. That's so funny that is in your genetics. Cara, people with your genetics in their 20s wake up on average around 8:30 AM on their days off. Oh, then that's true. On my days off I do wake up about 8:30. How is that in my... How is that in my... I am a morning person. That's so funny. How is that in my genetics? That's so cool. If I was a night person, 9:04. That's true though. If I do stay up late, I still wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning. But I am a morning person, so if I go to bed at a reasonable time, I still wake up at 8:30 on my days off. That's so funny. Likely no widow's peak. That's like a little thing there. And as you can tell, I don't. In fact, I actually have like a chunk missing. So there we go. I know these were a bit surprising. I was like a bit shocked like that they could tell that from genetics. Like that's pretty sweet. None of this was sponsored by 23andMe. I saved my pennies and did it myself and bought it myself. However, if they would like to sponsor me, but yeah, no, I just enjoy doing these things, so if you enjoyed it too, give me a good thumbing. All my links will be below. Maybe hit that subscribe button, help a sister out. Just throwing it out there. Mickey Mouse would want you to, as would Oswald. And anyway, yeah, I will see you very soon. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!